morning.
Good morning. You want some bacon?
Ugh.
Oh.
You know I don't eat breakfast.
Well, bacon though. Everybody loves bacon.
Not me.
So, do you have all your little speech ready and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all up in here. I don't really want to write any speech down or introduction down because I think it'll be too rigid and I might kind of get too nervous that way. I think if it's flowing, it'll come more naturally to me.
Yeah,
but I am nervous. I've never done an introduction to a film before and it's not my film. So I hope I do the director proud.
What about your questions here? Have you gotten ready for every question they can ask you?
I don't know. I mean, if they ask me about state services in New Mexico, I might have some difficulty answering, but I've got a general idea. And then if the national statistics, I can kind of talk about, as well as updates about some of the stories that were featured in Not Home, the documentary.
What if they ask like real personal questions?
I can't see them doing that. I mean, I'll answer it as best I can.
Imagine you might get some strange people in the middle of Friday afternoon, so you never know.
Maybe. I don't know. Not Home is a documentary that is directed by Narcel Reedus.
My name is Danny Sainz.
Not Home is a film about children that are growing up in nursing facilities in the United States. So you were in Not Home, the documentary Not Home, that's by Narcel Reedus, and I saw that film and I thought your contribution was absolutely amazing. And it's a very complex issue about children living in nursing facilities. I don't think that anyone can say with a straight face, oh, I think children growing up in institutions, that's a great childhood for them.
I think I heard of Not Home while I was in Chicago, I think at a ADAPT action.
I think community living, whether it be through different ways, it doesn't necessarily need to be with parents, although that would be ideal, but some parents, for whatever reason, that's not possible.
I was asked if I wanted to participate and give an interview for that film, and I agreed, and I was interviewed.
So instead of warehousing these children, you know, and growing up in a nursing facility, creating choices for them is what this film is about, but also what it is like for these children, because you meet them in this film, what it is like for them to grow up in a nursing facility.
It was explained to me that it was going to be a documentary about kids living in institutions.
And then it also does this just beautiful job at giving a historical account throughout the film of institutionalization in this country from when it started to where it is to the present day.
I wanted to tell my story. I've had an opportunity to tell my story of growing up in an institution.
Along with interviews with politicians, advocates, people that have been in nursing homes as children and are now living in the community as adults, and how it affected them and what they are doing. And I just thought it was an amazing, amazing film.
Kids shouldn't be in an institution, and anytime that I have an opportunity to tell my story, sometimes it's painful, but sometimes I realize that that's part of helping people to realize that that's not a good place for children to grow up.
And thank you so much for coming to the AFME screening of Not Home, directed by Narcel Reedus. Narcel Reedus, the director, regrets that he cannot be here today, but he was very proud and excited to know that the AFME accepted his film over thousands to be shown here today, and he sends his regrets. And I am with ABQ Adapt, a disability rights activist group that is a part of the National Adapt, which works very hard at creating community-based services for people with disabilities. So I am very honored to be able to present this film to you today. Yes?
I thought it was a very powerful film, and I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about the status of this population in the state of New Mexico.
In New Mexico, I know only nationally right now, the national figure as of April 2013, there are 6,000 children living in nursing facilities in the United States right now. But as it stands, New Mexico does have services available for institutional care for people with disabilities as well as community-based services, but there's always room for improvement.
Thank you everyone for showing up today. It's been a great time. Don't forget to turn in your ballots just outside. We're going to be having happy hour at Cosmos Tapas at 5 p.m. It's free admittance today.
I know they are. Okay. But I'm just in the middle of this, so I might as well finish it. There we go.
What an amazing day today was. I am so proud of Sarah getting that film Not Home into AFME. It is such a powerful story. I'm just so excited. All right, give me your wallet.
Give me your wallet now! And now, the comedy stylings of Eddie DeFoya!
Can you believe that thievery going on here? I mean, when I was a kid, I stole, but I stole for Jesus. It was for my church. And then when I was in college, I took an ethics class and I stole my textbook. But see, the problem is that I come from a dysfunctional family. Severely dysfunctional. Severely dysfunctional. My first pet was a tequila worm. Yeah, we're very Irish, very Mexican, you know, so we're green beaners, leprechaunos, if you will. We heard we had to go green. We went out and beat up a Protestant. So that, you know, all my uncles are unemployed cops. But we're very dysfunctional, very poor, very Catholic. Once a year we get together, baptize the pit bulls. And I look at that stuff, look at people stealing, and I think of my child. You know, I have an 18-year-old kid, and I worry about him. I figure with Facebook and Twitter and cell phones, sooner or later, you know, this kid's going to find me. And I'm kidding. He's out in the car. I've chloroformed him. I take that kid everywhere. He blows into my ignition interlock. You know, but I think of my dysfunctional family. I just went to visit my mom today, and I walked into her house, and she's got the main dining room table set with the stuff she'll only break out for company. You know, all the fine crystal meth.
Islands, make a clever bird. Islands, having lots of fun. Beat the islands. Peppy and Captain are moving around. Reaching the sky and holding the ground. Life gets crazy and